What's going on, everybody? Jibba73, back with the Double E Show, back with Banished with mods, back for the finale of Varyville. When we left off a few weeks ago, I was finishing up a new farming area on Lakeview, over in that section. But in this episode, we're going to wrap things up. We're going to go through our little community here. I'm gonna go 1 times speed, get the water moving. As you can see, when you do some like land adjustments, like you can adjust the land and stuff like that, when you do that, occasionally it creates these little anomalies that don't play well. So, you know, there you have it. So we kind of started out over in this area here of Varyville, where we had this little dock section and had a trading post and a trader and a warehouse that I ended up not using for anything. And you know, people did their work. They built, they housed, and they worked towards getting themselves nice little community going in this area, and that was nice. I mean, it definitely provided a variety of food sources and housing types and whatnot. What do we got over here? This crop field was beans, and they would get about 400 beans a season. That's actually not bad for a single person pulling out of the ground there. I did some decorating around the areas and stuff as we went along to kind of keep things interesting. Oh, we got nomads coming in. Make the place look a little more lived in. We do have an abundance of materials. We really do. We moved from the initial village area out over this way to where we got a little forestry and whatnot going. So in here we had the sauna, we had a hunter, here we go, we had the storage barn, we had a couple of foresters, we had a water well. I'm trying to think if we had anything else over here. Here we go, we had the gatherer. And we moved over this way into the farming section, and then as you can see, we had a variety of different types of farming. We had crop farming, we had orchard farming, we had animal farming, and you know, it did really well. We were able to grow and sustain a pretty good growth. Coming over this way, we had another forestry area, which was loaded up pretty good. I'm going to ignore the little nomads because we're in the wrap-up stages, so we're not taking anybody. But yeah, I mean, we worked our way around the landscape. I did the best I could to not necessarily flatten everything, and kind of build around it as best I could. It was interesting, some of the pathing, they were able to walk over these mountains, but I couldn't put a road over them, so it is what it is. But we did really well over here. Here comes another trader down the river. We did really well setting this all up. Now we come out of the farming area. I kind of went over this way and put in a quarry area. And in here, obviously, bricks galore, but the quarry has been digging stone out, which has been allowing us to pave the roads. And they've been working on it a long time, and they're nowhere close to emptying this bad boy out. But again, we got more forestry areas over here. We come to this side. We put in a coal mine and an iron mine. I think that's iron, and that one was coal. Yeah, coal mine, iron mine. Keep production going. Got ourselves a little market. Got a couple of forestry areas over this way, as you can see. And then, you know, tried to make this a little bit of a community. Kind of had to keep them continuing to be able to work and whatnot. So there we have that. And if we come through the little tunnel here, come out the other side, whoop, right there. This is where the town had moved towards. It was Riverview, and yeah, I started building out Riverview. Got a nice little covered bridge that crosses the section here, and this section of I forget what I called this. Yeah, Dangleville or D'Angleville, because of the anglers, the fishing. The fishing is over here. Anglers, D'Angle. I thought that it was appropriate. But yeah, I put in a little bit of housing and some, kept it kind of clear. This area here was going to be something. I forget what it was going to be, and then I never put it in. But it is what it is. And this is the blacksmith shop. And then we've got some housing back to back over here. And then we move along to this side. Put in some jetty work. Got some jetty work going over this way. And then the brick communities over here in Riverview. Yep. Riverview. Yep. I mean, the areas looked well thought out, in my opinion. I kept them functioning and gave enough variety of businesses to citizenry to keep them happy. That was extremely important. And yeah, come across over this way to Lakeview. Lakeview was interesting. Lakeview was interesting. I wasn't sure how I was going to do Lakeview out. And in the end, I think I did it right. So I came across over this way, and we came over to Martha's Vineyard, and I did all my vineyard production over here, and then come over this way to the beginning of Lakeview, and I just kind of wrapped it around the edge here. Right, kind of wrapped it around the edge, and I did some decoration, a little bit here and there of the housing. They're still working on getting the stone in to the boarding house, which has nobody in it, which is good. Got the nice big Riverview church, and full up, which is nice. I come over this way. Got a cemetery, not full, which is good. And then over here was our farming area that we were working on last. So I added some more farming and whatnot, some more animals, more crops. Kind of got this area built up so there'd be enough housing for everybody. And I think if I go, is it this way? It's this way, yeah. So I come over this way, and I put in another stone quarry, really just to try to get more stone out of the ground, because I had so much going into roads. I needed to make sure that I had the excess building there. Put in a tunnel over here, but I didn't utilize the area, but I did over here a little bit. Put in some tiny buildings. Mini forester, mini gatherer. Oh, that's a citizen. Mini herbalist. And some housing. Just to keep it tidy over here. But you take out a grand view of things, it looks pretty nice. Yeah, that's too top down. I want to keep it at the angle. Yeah, I think it looks pretty sharp. I think I played out the areas well. It was fairly self-sufficient. And overall, I'd say I did well. Let's take a look at some of the stats. We had 527 adults, 120 students, 166 children. We had 95,000 food. Let's find ourselves a little town hall, right? And we'll get ourselves a read on our stats. So 282 homes, 266 families. So we did get on the flip side of having too many homes after we had some die-off. But we had 812 citizens altogether. 98% clothed, which is good. 88% educated. We could have done better with that. Production wasn't bad. We produced, we used 49,000. Let's go over this way. We produced 52,000 food. We used 49. So we were overproducing by about 3,000 a year, which, you know, led to our surplus, which the max is set at 100,000. So, you know, I was keeping it right around there. And then, you know, we were doing fine with the stone and everything as well. We were producing 772 using 685. You know, we did well. There wasn't anything that we had that we lacked per se. We definitely had enough. We definitely had enough of everything throughout. Food wasn't an issue because we did utilize the food mod, but that was just to make sure that we wouldn't have to focus on food as we built out Varyville, and you know, and I don't regret doing that. I like the fact that you can vary it 25% of what's needed, 50% of what's needed, 75% of what's needed. I like that. It just, you know, it allows you to target your game down a little bit, so you're not constantly worried about food. You could be worried about stone, firewood, medicine, things like that. I think Varyville came out very nicely, and I like the way that it's laid out. I would have liked to have seen all the roads finish, but the reality is, you know, they're doing jobs all over the map, so it really is difficult for them. Let's see, is that one? No, that's the map. It really is difficult for them to get around to all the jobs as needed. But in the end, we did very well. If you like what you watched, hit that like and subscribe button down below. Tell your family, tell your friends. If you have any suggestions, tips, tricks, anything like that, put them in the comments down below, because I will read them. And with them, I will catch you next Wednesday for the continuation of Mega Mod 9 Beta. Peace. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, check out the playlist above, or watch what YouTube tells you to on the right. Oh yeah, and subscribe.